Hello, I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission, chefonamission.com. In my office as usual where I blog. In front of my computer screens, I have a couple different computers here. And it's a little bit of a laid-back Thursday. I'm sitting here and I got my chef coat undone. I haven't not in the kitchen yet. I got my Oscar Blues 1050 shirt underneath one of my favorite beers. So I'm just hanging out in my office, relaxing, and I just answered a query for a reporter on what are some ways that you can actually save money with buying products in the restaurant industry. So today's mission is business. It's actually business and how I run a certain portion of my business. Now, we all know that prices are going through the roof. It's no surprise. All of us restaurateurs, all of us retail consumers, when we go to the grocery store, we see prices rising. Everybody's like, oh my gosh. So I was asked, what does a restaurateur do to combat? What are some strategies to combat the escalating prices? Okay, so here is my response to that. And this should be out in a national newspaper here. By the time you watch this, it's probably going to be published and everything. The first way I do this, you work with restaurant supply owners usually work with a wholesale vendor, okay? You work with somebody like Cisco or US Foods or smaller guys, like I work with a company called Dairyland or Baldo or a bigger company like United Natural Foods. So you work most restaurant owners work directly with the wholesale company. Well, did you know you can actually work directly with the broker of the company? For instance, let's say example Heinz or Muir Glen or General Mills. All these guys usually hire brokers, especially the smaller companies. They hire brokers to go out and broker their products to the wholesale vendor who then sells it to me, the restaurant owner, the chef. Okay? Sometimes I go directly to the broker and say, listen, I really love your product, but I want to be able to afford it, or I want to know if I can actually, if you have any deals or any kickbacks back there. Not really kickbacks isn't the right term, but any like promotional items or promotional deals coming up. Anything that I can save on in the future now on an ongoing basis. And believe it or not, I've had a huge response from working with the broker directly. So you buy, now I buy from the wholesale company. Let's say Cisco. I don't buy from Cisco, but let's say Cisco. I'd buy from Cisco, I'd buy from United Natural, because this works a lot with United Natural Foods. A big company. Okay, I don't like the big companies, but I deal with United Natural because they have a lot of organic stuff that I do at my restaurant. So they will actually, I buy from them, and the broker comes in and gives me a discount based upon my volume that I'm buying. And it's so simple, because sometimes the vendor has no idea, the wholesale vendor has no idea that I'm getting a discount on it. They just plug it into the computer, and it pops my discount, and it goes all through the broker. So that's one that's really good. Something I've specifically done it with is organic coconut milk. I've saved consistently like 20% on organic coconut milk over the last 5 years, and it's been an ongoing discount through the broker. Wonderful. Sometimes my organic coconut milk is cheaper than conventional coconut milk. It's a home run. The second strategy is to work directly with the wholesale company, the company who actually you buy the products from, who delivers to your door. So what you can do is you can run a usage report. For instance, I know I used 230 cases of hamburger buns last year, and we buy, a specific hamburger bun. It comes frozen. It's a great product. It's organic. It's made from sprouted grains. But I know how many I bought, so I went to my wholesale supplier and I said, listen, I bought 230 cases last year. Is there a deal you can work out with me based upon my volume? Now, I'm not a big restaurant. Some of you guys that are watching this are probably massively big restaurants, and you probably have massive amounts of purchasing power. Okay, I do less than $1 million a year overall in gross sales. That's not a lot. Okay, a lot of my friends do $3, $4, $5 million, $8 million in sales. These guys got purchasing power. But on 230 lousy cases, they came back to me and said, yes, we'll be happy to do an ongoing discount for you of 15%. Every time you order this, you'll get 15% right off of that. It's like, perfect. This is phenomenal. Excellent. A third strategy that I've used is running a usage report on several items. So you have to think of like the whole dish. Now, I don't buy the beef and the burger buns from the same company, but if I did, I could go now to that company and say, listen, I buy 230 cases of burger buns, I buy 1,000 pounds of beef, or really if it's an 8-ounce burger, it'd be 460 pounds of ground beef I buy from you. Can you do something together when I buy those? Now, I did that with rice, because my rice blend at my restaurant has 4 different rices. It's a combination of basmati, short grain, red rice, and wahani. So I went to the vendor and I said, listen, I buy these 4 products, and I'm only buying a certain amount of one, but when you group them together, because they're on the same dish, this is what I do overall. And they looked at it and they said, okay, that's fair. We'll give you a 12% discount based upon purchasing those together, okay? Home run, 12%, it's phenomenal. A fourth strategy is volume buying. So for instance, a lot of us buy canned tomatoes, canned ketchup, stuff like that, okay? So I went to my vendor and I said, you know, I'm stuck on this one particular brand. First I tried to approach a broker and the broker couldn't budge at all. But the vendor said, you know, if you order 5 or 10 cases, here's what you can do. And I went to the vendor and I said, listen, I want to be honest. I like this product. I like getting it from you. I don't want to switch. But how can we save money? How can you still make money and me save some money on buying this product? And he came back with a 5-case price and he came back with a 10-case price. And, you know, it might be a 10% discount. It might be a 15% discount just based upon the volume. Okay? Vendors actually like when they deliver to you less. My ice cream vendor told me that it costs him like to pull a truck in and unload. It costs him like 40, 50 bucks just to pull the truck in, pay the driver, pay the fuel, and then go to the next delivery. Pay for the lease on the truck and pay for all the refrigeration expenses on the truck. It's an expensive endeavor to deliver, okay? One vendor told me years ago that they allocate 11%, a local vendor, 11% of their costs go directly to delivering the product, okay? So, if you have a vendor in town, you can actually go pick up and say, hey, I want to pick up, I want to save you money, but can you save me money? And can we meet somewhere in the middle? You know, I understand that's a big cost. So my ice cream vendor has a $100 minimum on ice cream, which isn't much to cover the $40, and most people order more than that. So the less a distributor can stop at your door, the more you're saving the money. So if they'll sell you 5 cases or 10 cases of a product as opposed to 1 case that's shelf stable, it's a home run, okay? I know some of us restaurateurs don't want to sit on excess inventory. We look at our inventory and say we want to turn inventory, okay? I understand that that's feasible, but at the same time, if you have extra money to stockpile, you can really save on your really high volume items. But I wouldn't take an item that would take me 2 years to move and stockpile 10 cases. I take an item that would maybe take me 3 months or 6 months to use the most and stockpile it for that. Figure out, what am I going to use for 6 months? Let me buy it all one shot and see the maximum amount I can save. If it's going to add up to 50, 100, or a couple free cases, it's a home run. You know, 10% savings on 10 cases is 1 free case. That's a lot when you're buying a $30, $40 item. Okay? A fifth strategy is changing pack size. I was stuck on organic ketchup at my restaurant. And I was buying organic squeeze bottles. They were big bottles, like 56-ounce bottles of organic ketchup. And I wanted to stick still to organic with no high fructose corn syrup. So I actually switched from something called Woodstock brand, which is a private label, to Muir Glen, which is a mainstream big organic brand that has a great reputation, even though they're owned by General Mills and Hain. I switched to cans instead of bottles. And I was able to get a deal on 5 cases of ketchup in cans and upgrade my look of ketchup, what I'm actually serving the product, from American tomatoes versus Israeli or other tomatoes, because Woodstock would never really say where their tomatoes are coming from every time. They would source from all over the world. Muir Glen is strictly from California. Now I can advertise a California organic ketchup, Muir Glen. Everybody knows that name. So bigger pack size, group discount, volume discount. I actually saved like 18 cents per ounce on ketchup, on organic ketchup. That is a home run. Now ketchup's not going to go bad. It's not that big of an expense, so I bought enough literally for 8 months. You know, I bought 5 cases, stocked up on it, and that's it. So that's the big advantage. Now, one thing I found the most important thing to this is being honest. Approach your salesman, approach your broker, approach them and say, listen, I like you, I like doing business with you, I like your company, these are the positives of it. But I have to be honest with you, I'm trying to cut corners and I don't want to cut you out. So what can we do that's beneficial for saving money? And for you to still make money, it has to be a joint venture. You can't go and beat up your salesperson, because they're not going to want to deal with you. They're not going to, you know, really, these guys have tons of accounts, you know, and if you're going to start beating them up and making unrealistic requests and being an a-hole and refusing deliveries left and right, honestly, they make mistakes, but really let's be realistic and let's work together and let them know that, hey, I want to save you money by making one less delivery a week. Can you save me money by buying 5 cases? Or whatever it actually is. I work with one broker where we buy Bob's Red Mill, and I get a huge saving because twice a year I work a deal out with the broker to stock up on all my Bob Red Mill products. Home run. I mean, we're saying things of 20, 30, 35%, and I get the vendor to kick in, so I get the broker and the vendor now to kick in on volume discounts, so it doubles my savings. You'd be surprised what brokers have, the flexibility with what some of these brokers have to get their product into a restaurant. It's incredible. But really, my last strategy is, if I can't save money on the product that I'm dead set on, I raise my menu price. It's unfortunate. McDonald's does it. All these other companies, these chains, these fast food places have raised their prices. Food is going up. It's no secret. So I simply just raise my price, but I justify it to my customers. For example, my line-caught albacore tuna from the Pacific Northwest, which is the most sustainable tuna you can buy, has all the ratings from all the advocacy groups. I'm not switching tunas, okay? I refuse to. The catch was down 50%. The price is up 30%. What am I going to do? I raise my menu price by $4 a portion. I have to, but I'm honest to my customers. Instead of us deteriorating our quality, cutting our quality, we've decided to keep the same quality, but unfortunately the catch is down 50%, so we minimized our increase as small as we possibly could to still maintain our quality, our ethics, and our morals to give you the quality that we're looking for. What customer would complain about that? Nobody would, okay? I even tried to call one of the fishermen who supplies the processor and said, what's going on here? When's this going to end? And that's that. He goes, Marcus, we have to wait till next season. Unfortunately, that's the price. The price is the price. We're all in a pickle. We're all in it together. See, we're all in it together. So we have to work together. And the customer, unfortunately, is in it with us. And if we're honest to the customer, it goes a long way. Honest with our salesman, honest with our customer, and still maintaining your quality is the best way to go. So I'm Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Thank you so much for watching. Today's mission was how to control your food purchases, your costs, and still maintain the same quality. I'm Marcus Giuliano. Check out my blog, chefonamissionblog.com. Thank you very much.